I've just had a memory come to me. And it's one that used to get brought up all the time, and I need to record it because it's fucking funny. I am known for being very travel sick. I've always been travel sick. Right? All the time. Can't even go down the road without feeling sick. I've just got really bad motion sickness. I found out why that is now, by the way. That's to do with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. But at the time, I didn't know why that was, and it will always be a thing. When we went on coach trips and stuff, we would always take, this is me growing up, right? Take my Quols, which is travel sickness tablet, right? Try and find a seat that's near a window so I can try and distract myself by looking out the window and or sleep through it, right? Trauma response, sleep, right? Make sure you're not on the back where the engine is or anywhere near the engine. Make sure you're not on top of wheel arches so that you don't feel the vibrations. Make sure no fucker speaks to me. Right? That's it. Don't look at tech. Don't look at books. Just look out the fucking window. Stay silent. Or sleep. Right? And we always used to take... My life. We always used to take a big kilo empty butter tub. Or a big 2-3 kilo empty tub of ice cream, right? Because they're nice big tubs, right? I can't miss it. And I go on coach trip, and they were one time. And I am known as well for getting 95% of the way there. It's like when you're dying for the toilet, right? You're dying for the toilet, you seem to manage it fine most of the way, and then you get the moment you can see that you're close to that toilet, all of a sudden you're about ready for pissing yourself. That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. You stood at your front door, piddling your pants. You give up on your keys. You're pissing in your front garden. And don't tell me you haven't. You fucking have, right? Anyway, we were going, I'm sure it was York or somewhere. It weren't even that far, right? We've done it a million times. But as I say, I can only go down the road and I'm throwing up, right? And I felt it coming. And I knew the car park were right there. It were right there. And I got my big ice cream tub, my big square one. And I could feel it coming. And I really did not want to throw up on a bus in an enclosed space with all these fucking people, right? I just don't need that in my life. I already felt shit enough. I don't need it, right? I'm under 10 years old. That's too much embarrassment for me, right? As I get up and I start walking forward with my tub, most people can see me. And they're like, they just let me go, right? And then this one big, giant, large, hefty woman stood up in front of me as I was bombing it off the bus. She won't move. She won't let me come by. And I got the tub right up in the back of her. It's not my fault. She got in my way. I was very good at aiming and I managed to get it in my tub, but my tub was right up against her back, so she kind of assumed that I'd thrown up on her. And then I got off the bus. I was angry. I was so angry. I'm stood there. I feel sick. I've thrown up in my pot. This fucker got in front of me. She thinks I've thrown up on her. It's her fault for getting up in front of me, right? I've got an all day to try and untravel sick myself before I get back on the bus to be travel sick again, right? It happens more than regular. We were going to a festival. We was in a black cab. The festival is in the middle of nowhere. It's only 25 minutes down the road from my house. The black cab has seats opposite each other. So you either face the way that you're driving or you're facing the opposite way and you're going backwards, right? Well, I was going backwards, obviously. And my mum's mate is a punk, and he was sat opposite me. And he finds everything funny. Everything. All the time. Like, and he's not one for being shy about stuff either. No phases a punk. Nothing phases a punk. Usual scenario. I've had my quells. I've had my travel sickness tablet. I've got my tub. Right? I've got my tub ready. I'm just trying to go to a festival and enjoy myself. And I can see him sat there looking at me, and I'm focused on breathing. Right? I know we're nearly there. I've nearly made it. And we're going backwards, and I'm like, this is the worst. This is the worst. And every time someone tries to talk to me, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't fucking talk to me. And he's sat there, and he's dead lanky and all. He's about 7 foot, and he's got size 14 adults' feet, like boats, and they're all, his fucking gangly legs is in me, and I'm like, can't deal with it. Anyway, I'm sat there, and I'm breathing. And I'm trying not to focus on the fact that I'm going backwards. I'm breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. Just mentally engrossed in making it to the fucking field, right? 25 minutes away from my house. And he sat there and he's staring at me. And he's got his leather waistcoat on with a tank top on underneath, so I can see his little gangly arms. And his camo trousers, and his Doc Martin boots, and his flat cap. And he sat there staring at me through his glasses. And he goes, are you all right? Stevie, you look a bit green. And at that point, he's triggered me. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, shut up, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, I don't feel well. That's it. All hell breaks loose. At that point, I forgot about my tub. I forgot that I've got my tub. And I've cracked the taxi window. The field's right there. The field's there. We are there. And I feel bad for the taxi man because I'm sat right behind him. My back's against his back, so he can hear everything, right? And I forgot all about the tub. And I just cracked the window, and I needed fresh air. I needed to breathe, right? He's just pointed out that I feel sick. He's mentioned the word sick. He's laughing at me because I'm green, right? And I just projectile vomit at the taxi. But I didn't get my head out enough was the problem. So it went all down this taxi man's taxi before we even got to the festival. So that when we pulled up and the people were guiding us into the field where we park up, we turned up in a black cab. We turned up in a black cab and covered in my sick on outside. And my head were hanging out and got my head up and done all like, oh God. And my mum's leaning out going, it's all right, she's just travel sick. And we had to pull up in the car park. I say car park, it's just a field. But we pulled up. And whilst I sat down and just took a minute, my mum went and found some leaves off some bushes and just started trying to wipe the car off with some leaves at this folk festival. Like, poor taxi man. It's not my fault. It's my mum's mate's fault. He said it. He said it, didn't he? You know? Like... And the last instance I want to talk about, this is like, I've had a fair few embarrassing moments in my life, but I've got no shame, right? I've got no shame. There's many a photo that exists out there with me on the toilet with my kegs down and all sorts of stuff. I've got no shame, right? This was a shameful moment. This was a shameful moment. The night before, I'd been drinking very heavily. I'd had a party. I can't differentiate it between any other party. It was just a normal weekend, drinking a lot. And it was a Friday night, right? So Saturday, we'd already planned to go to IKEA. It's going to IKEA is like a day trip, right? It's an outing, it's an excursion, it's, you know, it's a fancy day out for us poor people in England. We love going to an IKEA and just having a wander around and touching shit that we're never going to have. Anyway, dead set on going to IKEA, right? I barely had any sleep, and I've been necking shots. I've just been necking shots all night because I had a drinking problem, right? I'm not afraid to admit it. If I had a £10 note, I don't want the change from that. I just want all the shots from that. And that's how I operated, right? That's why I was very short on cash, but very loaded in my blood alcohol level, right? So I've been necking these shots. I've had about 2 hours sleep, if that. I've managed to make it home. I am definitely still drunk. I've managed to put my clothes on, made myself look presentable, reapplied makeup on top of the makeup that was kind of there but not. Do you know what I mean? We know how it goes, right? We're going out. In my head, my view was, I am too drunk to be travel sick. Because you can hit that point where you're just too drunk to be travel sick. So I can't be drunk because I can't be travel sick because I'm drunk. Right? I'm too busy being drunk. I'm not aware of being travel sick. I can't be aware of being travel sick if I'm too pissed to be aware. I didn't even make it to my mum's house, which is the house I'm in now. That's mine. Which is less than 10 minutes away in the car from my mum's house. We also took my friend that day. So my friend was in the front with my mum, and I was in the back. And I did have a pot again. I did have a pot. I had a pot. The pot wasn't big enough. And it went into my crotch and through my nice top and through my trousers and into my pants. And I said, Mum, we've got to pull over. I can't go like this. I'm not going to IKEA like this. And Mum's going, shall we turn around? I'm like, no, just let me go to Mama's. Just stop at Mama's quick, and I'll see if she can sort me. So I didn't know how bad it was till I got out the car, and then I realised it had gone through my top, my trousers, my fucking pants. Right, I'd thrown up in my own pants. And I goes to Mama, I'm like, Mama, I need some help. Right? In my head, the thought was, let's just quickly wash my pants in the sink or something. Or I'll go with no pants and she's got some bottoms somewhere for me, some trousers somewhere, you know. Or I'll just put on one of Mama's dresses and just not wear any pants and just go, you know, bottomless in a dress or something. That was my idea anyway. Logic, even though I'm still drunk, I had logic, right? Mama had other ideas. So what she did was, Mama was a collector of things, and that's me putting hoarding politely, right? Mama ordered stuff. She had a hoard of things, many things that she never needed. And for some reason, she got some she got a collection of pants, all different sized pants that were never going to fit her, but had them just in case. And I'm thinking, she liked to prepare for everything. I don't know what that everything looked like to her for her to need that many different sized pants. But she got some, and they just about fit. We had to rip them a bit to make them a little bit big, because I've got I've got a big arse. She made me put on these pants. She says, "You are not leaving and going round IKEA in no pants." So I had to wear these pants that had to be ripped in the first place to fit on me. Just happened to have this collection of pants and none of them fit me properly. What's that all about? All right. Anyway, I've got these ripped pants on. She gives me a fresh new tub, a bigger one. That was nice. And the dress that I wanted to wear, she wouldn't let me wear it because it was her favourite one. And I was so fucking gutted. She says, "You're not fucking wearing that." Given the fact that I'd just thrown up in my own pants, I don't blame her, to be fair. You never know what's going to happen, do you, the second time round? Anyway, she put me in this. It was a skirt. It was a skirt, and she made me wear it as a dress. Right, so I got a skirt on as a dress. She put a belt round me to try and like mask the fact that it were a skirt, and then put me in these far too small pants that we needed to rip for me to wear, and give me a new tub and said, "Be off on your way." Because I was drunk and I didn't want to miss my my fabulous day out at IKEA with my friend and my mum, we went to IKEA, and I threw up another 3 times on the way, but my tub was big enough. I felt god awful all the way round. I did get lost twice. Even when you follow the arrows, you stay lost. You stay lost. I really wanted food at one point, and then I saw the picture of the meatballs, and I wanted to throw up again. And that it. And I had to go. I walked around IKEA in my mama's skirt and pants, smelling of sick. Absolutely half cut and half hangover. So yeah. To this day, I still struggle very badly with travel sickness. If it's going on the bus to the next town over and it's only 2 minutes away, I'm going to want to throw up. If I'm going to my mate's house down the road and I have to get a taxi because I can't walk, I'm going to throw up. If I go in someone's car to a workplace or wherever, I'm going to throw up. Even when I have travel sickness tablets, I'm going to throw up. And I sound ever so rude when I tell them to not talk to me. Just don't fucking talk to me. And they always want to try and talk to me. I have to tell them to shut up, and then they're upset that I've told them to shut the fuck up. But yeah, such is the life of a person with travel sickness. You kind of have to forego shame, and just own the fact that you're going to throw up in front of folk and you're going to smell. And sometimes you might not have a tub, and it might be in a bag because that's all you've got. And that might be your handbag with your keys in it, which I have done. And I've already done a video on that. I forgot. That were bad. I even managed to make it home that day. But I couldn't get into my house, so I ended up throwing up in my bag and sitting for a minute on my garden in the dark, and then remembering I had to get my keys out of my bag that I'd just thrown up into. I've got some proud moments. Or it's a carrier bag and you don't realise it's got holes in it, because they put holes in everything now so that you don't suffocate. And it just comes leaking out everywhere. And it don't matter if you double bag, they're all holy. But yeah, I want to remember those memories because they're very, very fucking funny. And it happened to me. and this is my life. And when my nieces come across these, when I'm old and stuck in bed, they'll either be very embarrassed and ashamed, or they'll think I'm cool AF. Or they're going to cringe because I've just said cool AF. Oh, do you know, I don't know what brought on those memories. For the life of me, I can't tell you what made me just think about them. I'm glad I did. They're good memories. Memory bank.